I am so proud of these budget babes. They worked so hard. They did these hard things that some of these things that they did this month felt absolutely impossible, but they were able to dig down deep and realize that it felt impossible. The task wasn't actually impossible. And then they did the hard work to get the job done. And I am so proud of them.
Hi, I'm Megan with Bethel Budgets. I'm here because it's more than just math. At some point, you've probably built a budget. You've laid out your income, you've laid out your expenses, and thought it's simple math. I'll just stick to what's on the paper. But then life happened and your budget didn't work out. The reason? Because it's more than just math. That's where I come in. Let's figure this out together. Don't give up. You've got this.
Hi, welcome to another Budget Babes update. I wanted to take a second and update you on some of the progress the Budget Babes have made this month. First, if you're new here, Budget Babes is a group that I run in our town. It's a budget support group. We get together every month and we have what we call a budget party. We have a lot of fun, we have snacks, we laugh a lot, but we do the work of building our monthly budget together, and we toss around ideas, I'm struggling with this or I'm struggling with that, and there's going to be more than one way offered in this group about how to do that, or how I do this thing may be different from somebody else in the group, how they solve this problem. And so you have multiple different solutions that you can attempt to solve this problem with. And so we all support each other. It's this amazing group, this community that we've built. We do the hard work of doing our budgets together. We laugh, we sometimes cry because it is hard work, and there are some there are emotions attached to a budget. It's not just math. It's more than just math, I always say. And so we work together and it's really beautiful. And then throughout the month, we have this text group where we're texting each other back and forth and holding each other accountable or answering questions throughout the month as well. So we call ourselves the Budget Babes because we're a group of women that gather once a month and we do our budgets together. And in order to get in this group, you come out for coffee with me and we talk about what's going on financially in your life and what can I do to help you. And then I talk about our system, our budget system that we use, and coming to the budget parties and how we can support through these accountability chats. And if you're in, I'm in, and I'm gonna be there the whole way, and I will help you through. We'll get you started with the budget. We'll get you started with weekly spending. We'll set you up with a debt digging plan. We go all the way through. So we've got girls in this group whose income is here and their bills are here, and we've worked to even them out, problem solving the whole way. We've had debt that we're chipping away at, digging out of debt, and it has been amazing. The debt payoff, the hard work of this group is just incredible, and I'm so proud of all of these girls. I don't make any money doing this. I just do this because it's my passion. I've been in some really, really tough places financially and budget-wise throughout our journey, my husband and I don't want anybody to ever end up in a situation like that. So I'm very passionate about budgeting education and getting started and sticking to it so that you don't end up in any situation like me. And if this is something that you sound like you're interested in and want to support, there's a Buy Me a Coffee link in my description box below. You can use that link to support the Budget Babes, so I can take somebody out to coffee and get them set up on their budgeting journey. So I can take them out to coffee and get them set up on their budgeting journey. I got 2 new ladies started this week. We went out to coffee and I met with somebody just this morning and we got her set up on her first budget. And now it's her job to track that for the month, and we'll meet at the budgeting party and we will go through that and see how she did and close out the budget, and then we'll go through all the next steps. And she got started on her debt digging plan today. She did a lot of hard work today. Very, very proud. Okay, so now back to our progress. When we meet with the Budget Babes, we come in and we get straight to work. Everybody's clicking away on their computers and we get straight to work. But then once everybody arrives, we talk about our gold star moments from this past month and our goals. What it is one good thing that happened and something that you want to work on. Everybody gives a gold star moment. We all cheer and celebrate. There's been some girls that have come month after month after month with negative bank accounts. And the first time she had $38 in her bank account, we all cried and celebrated, and it was huge, and it was just this beautiful moment. So we always make sure we start with celebrations because we are there to support each other. So we're gonna start with Courtney. Courtney came with an amazing story. She had a great gold star moment this month. Courtney forgot this money was coming, actually. She always laughs at these people who get these checks in the mail and don't know that it's coming, but she was not expecting this money. Her husband had gotten in a car accident over a year ago, and finally they got the gap insurance check. So she used that gap insurance to pay off this medical debt that she had hanging over her head, and to fund her emergency fund and fill up a bunch of her sinking funds. She was able to use that gap insurance check to apply to all of those things. That we made huge progress really fast, and it was just this huge moment of celebration for her. I'm so happy. Way to go, Courtney. And her goal for this month, Courtney's goal is to stay under budget in her categories. She really wants to stay under budget and put some more money into savings. And she wants to work on allocating her sinking funds. So she has, right now it's all in kind of a big pot where she's calling it her sinking funds, but she wants to make that list and have more specific things. You know, like mine are like very specific. I have 80 something sinking funds that I'm keeping track of, which is pretty extensive, but I'm a nut. I like to have everything accounted for all the time. But she wants to start making a list as well. So she's going to, her goal for this month is to stay under budget, do her allocated sinking funds, and do her weekly spending plan. What she's learned is that she's been having some due date issues. So she's doing her monthly budget faithfully every single month, but then still things are coming out at weird times that she's not expecting. So she's gonna sit down this month and she's gonna do the weekly spending plan, which is where you figure out, this is my paycheck for this week and this is how many bills are coming out, and this is my paycheck for this week and this is how many bills are coming out, and make sure that she actually has enough income on these due dates to cover all of those bills. Or if she needs to move things around or start split paying things, she's gonna do some problem solving with that. So those are really great goals. And then Christine. So Christine's gold star moment was that she came in under budget for last month. So she took some of that extra money and she transferred it to make an extra car payment and put some in her postpartum funds. She's getting ready to have a baby and she's putting extra money aside for a postpartum sinking fund, basically. So great job, Christine. I'm really excited for you. What great progress. I'm proud of you for paying off that debt and putting money into your sinking funds. Christine's goal for this month is to track her spending more diligently and to close out for the next month. So she saw what closing out did, and she was able to put that extra money for her car payment and her postpartum. So she wants to do that again next month. But in order to be able to close out, you have to be tracking your transactions all month long. So that's her goal. Christine's goal is to track her transactions and close out for next month. Next, we have Kayla. Kayla's gold star moment was actually a more than just math kind of moment. She was able to kind of loud budget. I don't know if you've heard of this term. It's a trendy term right now, but loud budgeting. So they had the opportunity to go out to dinner. They had childcare. Instead of just going out to dinner, her and her husband, they looked at their budget and decided they didn't have the funds left in that category to go out to dinner. So they talked about it. So they're loud budgeting, they're talking about it. They decided not to do this thing that they wanted to do that was going to cost them more money. And instead, they did an at-home date night. So they still got their quality time. They still were intentional about their date night and their time together, which is so important. If you are married and you're not being intentional about a date night, you need to start that right now. Even if it's rearranging the furniture in your living room, making it like a theater, and having an at-home date night, that's what you need to do. Set your table with your fanciest dishes or your china. Set your table, get some flowers from Outback, set the table, have a nice dinner, watch a movie together, sit on the couch together with no TV. That would be even better, so you can have some conversation, do something at home, be intentional. But I love it that that's what they did. Kayla, that is awesome. Thumbs up for Kayla. Good job. And Kayla's goal this month is to set up some extra line items instead of a miscellaneous fund. So Kayla was having a miscellaneous fund with some money in it that was set aside for miscellaneous items. And instead, what she's going to be doing is being more specific about those categories or creating new categories, but not just having a miscellaneous fund, which I love that she's doing. I am sort of an anti-miscellaneous fund person. There are people that love their miscellaneous funds, but I think it's a recipe for trouble. But that is for another video. But I am really, really, really happy to see that she's going with more line items instead of a miscellaneous fund. I am looking forward to seeing how that works out for her and her family. My goal and gold star moment was that my husband and I, my gold star moment was that we stayed under budget in our grocery category. I cannot believe it. I don't know how we did it, but we stayed under budget in our grocery category. That was crazy. I think in the end we were like $8 over, but at the time that we wrote this down, we were under budget in our grocery category, which is unbelievable because we'd been $300 to $500 over budget in our grocery category for months. So I'm not even exactly sure how it happened, but I'm really excited about it. So thumbs up to our family. And my goal this month was to put 10% of our net income that we get in our monthly budget, put 10% into our savings, our sinking fund savings. And I can tell you already, if you've seen my May monthly budget video, that didn't quite happen, but I know that it will by the time we close out our May budget. So I'm still holding out and hope that goal will happen in the end. It didn't happen the way exactly that I wanted, but I'm flexible. We'll see how it goes. So the next budget babe I want to talk about is Ashley. Ashley wasn't able to do a monthly budget for April. She still managed to pay all of her stuff off, which is really impressive. I am proud of her for being able to pay off her bills and still kind of tracking, even though she was unable to do a monthly budget. I hope that this next month, that gold star moment will spur her on to be doing a monthly budget for next month. So gold star Ashley. So Ashley's goal for the next month is to actually do the budget and figure out what they're actually spending. So she really wants to track and be able to close out for the next month. So she's gonna build the budget, track, and close out. So she's even making more progress. It's one thing to be able to pay off your bills and not have a budget. And it just feels so ambiguous and scary. And you don't necessarily know how it's all working, but maybe it's working and maybe sometimes it's not, which I know that that's the case here too. So gold star Ashley for making it work, even though that was scary. And I'm proud of you for your goals for this coming month. The next budget babe I want to talk about is Kim. And her gold star moment was that even though I completely blew my budget, I completed the closeout for April. I blew my budget. That is a hard term for me because I think, there are different terms there, and I want to start guiding us as budget babes away from the word blew my budget for a lot of different reasons that I'll talk about in another video. But I think she did better than she thought she did. I think she's saying she blew her budget because she didn't do her tracking for the month and she was scared. She was really scared to close out her budget. In fact, she turned to me and she said, "Can I just scrap this budget and start over next month?" And so we had to talk about it. That was something that we had to address and we had to really think through, and we had a really good conversation about it, and she decided to do it. And I'm really proud of her because that was hard work. When you don't track your expenses all month long and you have to do a closeout, that's a lot of transactions to go digging through and applying in all of your places. And so you feel like you blew your budget, and I know that she had to do some transfers from here and there, but she made it work. And at the end of that, she still had an emergency fund, and she still had money in sinking funds and that she's going to then allocate. So Kim, I'm proud of you. Thumbs up, Kim. So Kim's goal for next month is to keep up with the budget. And when she says that, she means keep up with tracking her transactions, so she doesn't end up feeling that overwhelmed, impossible to close feeling again. She's going to keep up with tracking her transactions, and she's going to work on allocating those sinking funds. So she doesn't just have this big lump of sum of money in her savings account, but she knows where it's all going to. So her and Courtney are kind of in the same boat with that, where they have the sinking fund money, but they're going to start listing it out. Now, maybe they won't get quite as extensive as I am, but which is fine. I don't ever expect anybody to get 80 sinking funds listed, but to have some listed would be very beneficial. It's important to know what you're saving for and what those goals are and when they are due. That is super important. If you're saving for, whenever, however much, it's never a goal you're going to reach. Smart goals SMART goals is a cringy word for a lot of people, but you have to know where you're headed. You have to know how much you need and when you need it by in order to know how much you need to save every month to get that goal. So that's what sinking funds are all about. And then the last budget babe I want to talk about today is Katie. Katie was able to fully fund her husband's Roth IRA with their tax refund money from April. So thumbs up, Katie. That is huge. That is so exciting to have that done and out of the way. I'm very excited for you. That feels really, really, really good. And then Katie's goal for this month is to stick to the budget. She says she's gotten a little lax in some areas, especially like dining out. So she's going to stick to the budget in all of these areas. And I'm really proud of her for that goal. That is a tough one. Dining out, that's the one that gets me. When I'm helping people with their budgets, a lot of times I'll hear, we're eating all of our money. And that is something that I used to say too. Where's our money going? Where we're eating it, you know? Now that goes not just for dining out, but that goes for groceries too, because the inflation is crazy. Food is so expensive right now, and it's killing me. I know it's hurting other people as well, but we'll get there. That's why we do this budget, and that's why we're keeping up with it, and that's why we're tracking our transactions and closing out our budgets. I am so proud of these budget babes. They worked so hard. They did these hard things that some of these things that they did this month felt absolutely impossible. But they were able to dig down deep and realize that it felt impossible. The task wasn't actually impossible. And then they did the hard work to get the job done. And I am so proud of them. And they amaze me every single month. Every single time I get to work with these ladies, I am amazed, and I'm just so proud of them. So share your gold star moments with me. I want to know what gold star moments you had from last month so I can celebrate with you. Let me know in the comments what gold star moments you had. Please let me know so I can celebrate with you. Also, let me know what your goal is for next month. I want to hear them. I want to hear your gold star moments, and I want to hear your goals for next month. I want to hear what I can celebrate with you. I want to hear what everybody else's goals are too. Keep doing your monthly budget. Keep tracking your expenses. Keep closing it out. Keep going. You've got it.